Okay, so let's continue our discussion on using R as a calculator, the basics of R. Okay, can you see the screen, guys?
Not yet, sir.
No, sorry. Okay, can you see it now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, so last time we navigated through R and we learned that using R Studio is a lot better than using R itself, okay? Although, as I mentioned last time, R is the machine and R Studio, as an analogy, R Studio is the dashboard. Okay, you cannot work, R Studio will not work without R. R is the engine itself, while R Studio is the environment IDE that allows us to use R using this interface, R Studio. Okay, so we learned that there are 4 windows here. You have the script window, you have the environment window, the console, and the files and plots window. So each one has their own role as far as R Studio IDE is concerned. So we learned about changing the working directory. Okay, we learned about that. And then we also learned about installing packages. For example, last time we learned how to install some particular packages. We haven't actually learned how to use these packages, but we're going to learn them most probably by next meeting. Okay. All right, so we learned about basic operations. We can use R for arithmetic, for addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. We can use it for other functions like exponentiation. We learned how to make use of the modulus operator, which gives us the remainder. Okay, we also learned how to exponentiate in R. We use the caret symbol, like 8 to the 3rd power, or this can be done using double asterisk 8. Asterisk 3 is the same as 8 to the 3rd power. Okay, then we can type texts also in R, and we can perform other basic operations. Now we learned also that we can assign variable names to specific values, specific objects in R. For example, last time we learned how to use, for example, X to denote the square root of 25 times X. So let me run this. Okay. Now we said that assigning a particular variable or name to value does not automatically print out the value. So how do you print the value of this? Either we use print, the print function. Okay, so here it returns the value of the square root of 25 times 6, or you can just type X itself. Okay, typing X will also give the output or the value of that object X. Or another way is, if you don't want to type print X or X itself, you can enclose the function, your code, into in open and close parentheses. So this one, guys, open parenthesis X assigned to the square root of 25 times 6, close parenthesis, will automatically, so let me close this first. If we run this code, Control Enter, okay, then you have the same, you get the answer, guys. So if you want to automatically generate the results in a variable assignment, just enclose it with parentheses to automatically get the output. Any questions, guys?
None, sir.
None, sir.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we ended in this portion last time. So let's just complete the rest of the discussions here, and then we go to the next file. Another way to assign a variable a particular value is the reverse way. So in this way, in this first way we learned last time, we wrote the name of the variable itself, x, and then use the assignment operator less than, and then the minus sign. You can also use it in a reverse way. You can put the value first, square root of 25 times 6, and then, but this time it's minus and then greater than, and then type the name x. Okay, that's the same. Okay, so let me enclose this. If I and control enter, notice guys that it did not again give automatically the answer, right? Because we either have to type x also, okay, to get the answer, or enclose this in, if we enclose this in parentheses, okay, let me remove this, and then control enter. That's the time we get the automatically the value. For Mac users, are you pressing control enter, or I think it's command enter, right? To run a particular line in a code chunk?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Okay, so that's another way, guys, but this is often uncommon. I don't see many using this method. I see this is often the method used. This is quite confusing. For me, it's confusing, so I don't use this. And if you read the codes, you'll see that I haven't really found a code written this way, only in discussions. But in actual coding, it's not. It's highly irregular or highly unlikely that people use this one. Now take a look at this. What happens to this code? What does this tell us? Can you run this, guys? Can you run that code? What do you get?
So it says error.
Error,
Why?
sir.
Yeah, why does it return an error term? What do you think? Sorry?
No package.
No, it's not the package. Rather, it's, guys, this is a capital letter, okay? The object that we created was a small letter. So this tells us, guys, that R is very sensitive, case sensitive. Okay, if you notice in the environment, we don't have an object called capital letter X, right? We only have a small letter x. Any object that we create in our code will appear here in our environment window. Okay, here we have x, small x, and then we're telling R here to print the big X. So if I press enter here, I'm getting an error term also. Error, object capital X not found. Okay, guys? And why is it an error, guys? Again, because we don't have a capital X object here. We haven't created that. So R is not able to find that. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's have some more examples here. Y is, let's call this object, okay, it's pi. So you know what pi is, right? So automatically, guys, when I run this code here in the object, in the environment window, I find here the value of y, which is pi, 3.414, etc. So let me get the sign of y. Okay, the sign of y, here we get this value, 1.22 times 10 to the negative 16, or we get the log of y, okay, 1.144, okay, and then we create another object p. Okay, p, automatically you find here, guys, in your object, in the environment window, an object called p with a value of 2, right? And R automatically also lists here the last value. The last value created is 2. Okay, and then we can have this function. We create an object called q, which is p squared minus 2 times p plus 1. Okay, let's run that. And automatically we have 1 here, because that's 2 squared minus 2 times 2 plus 1. Okay, any questions, guys?
None, sir.
Okay. All right. So there are some basic rules which we need to know in naming objects. Okay. For the first one, an object name can't start with a number. Okay. If you try to create an object called one object, if you try that, if you run that, you'll get an error term, an expected symbol in one object. Neither can it start with a special character like a exclamation point, object 3 that will also return an error term, or minus object that cannot be. Minus is also a special character. Okay, so this one, line 172, if we have the same row number, object 1, that's acceptable. Okay, a number uh, inside your name, let's say ob1 jack, that's okay. Object 1, that's okay. Okay, so if I run this, Control Enter, I now see here in our environment window that I was able to create this object, object 1, with a value of 3. Okay, object exclamation point, is that possible? No. Exclamation point is a special character and you can't use that as part of a name, okay? Anywhere in the name. It can be at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end. You can't use that. The same thing with the ampersand. Okay, you can't use that. Okay? How about this? Dot. Can we use that? Yes, we can use that. My dot object. Okay? But can we use dot at the start? Dot my object. Can you please try this, guys? Is this acceptable? Dot my object. What do you think?
Sir, error.
Error. Okay, hindi rin pwede, guys, ano? You can't use dot at the start. But you can use dot in the middle. How about at the end, guys? Can you try that? My object dot. Okay, let's assign the number 3, for example. Is that acceptable?
Sir, error pa rin.
Error pa rin. Okay? So see that, pwede lang siya, guys, in between characters. Okay? All right. Also underscore, guys. Okay, I leave you to explore, guys. What if I use underscore at the beginning or at the end? Okay? So let me just write that. Does this follow the same rule as your dot? Ano answer, guys? This one is okay, guys. My underscore object. How about underscore my object? Answer, guys? Pwede ba yan?
Error, sir.
Error. In dulo, my object underscore. Siguro, so that everybody participates, paki-chat nga, guys. Is that okay? So, paki-chat. Pakisulat sa ano? Sa chat box natin. Naka-private pa rin. How do I fix the... Parang hindi ko pa na-fix yata ito. Still error. Yan. Okay na. No? Okay, hindi na private yung chat, ano? Kita nyo na, no? Okay, error pa rin, guys, no? So those are some nuances which I hope you learn. Alright. Then also pwede yung camel case, guys, no? Yung camel case, yung ang nakakapital yung first letter of the word. My first object, capitalized yung ano yung first letter ng word. So that's what we call camel case. Okay, pwede rin yan. Okay, so those are some naming conventions. Okay. Now I'd like to introduce vectors now. We're going to learn that in the next workbook, in the next RMD file, which we're going to do now. So here, I'm creating an object called AA, okay? And then you see this one, colon 50. Okay, so here we're creating, sandali, may tanong yata. Let me see. Okay, error. Okay, thank you. Thank you for answering. Okay. May message pa. Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you guys for answering. You're correct. Yung sa error kanina, tama. Okay, so now let's create a vector. I'm going to explain what a vector is after this. When we start doing this lesson for today. Okay, vector. So we're creating an object called AA, and it's what's 1 to 50, guys. Let's run this. Control Enter. Okay, and what do you find, guys?
Numbers 1 to 50, sir.
Yeah, it's number 1 to 50. So here we ask R to generate numbers 1 up to 50. And then you notice this bracketed numbers here. Okay, what's this? The one here, guys, refers to the first element. So it's saying that number 1 here is the first element of this vector. And 23 here is the 23rd element. This is the 23rd element. And this one, bracket 45, refers to the first element here. It's the 45th element. So R will give us automatically the position. Okay. Notice that if I let's say if I change the width a bit, pareho pa rin siya, no? 23. Okay, hindi siya nagbago. All right. Okay, so here we generated, guys, a vector of numbers from 1 to 50, and we can get the mean of that. Mean of AA, okay, and then we know that it's 25.25. Okay, so quickly, guys, here, use a formula to get the mean and compare to the result above. Let's create let's prepare a code here, guys, so that we can get the average of this object AA. Can you do that? And please write in the chat box ano yung code na yan, guys. Trial natin, guys. Sige. We use the function mean here to get the average of your object AA. So that means, how do we get the mean, guys? So that's what is being asked here. Use a formula to get the mean and compare to the result generated above. Anyone? Any volunteer? How do you get the mean, guys? May nag-answer yata? How do you get the mean? Average. Melanie, average din yun, no? If we try average here, AA. Okay, let me show this. Average AA. Pwede ba yan? Okay, what did it generate? It generated 50 numbers. Now each one of them is the average of AA. So hindi siya, no? We just need one number, 25.25. Okay, but thank you, Thank you, Melanie. Thank you, Hans. Pareho na answer. Any other answer, guys? Mean ng 1 to 50. Pareho lang yon, Anton, kasi you're still using the word mean, no? You're still using the function mean. Use other functions aside from mean or average. Any suggestions, guys? How do you get the mean? Ano ba ginagawa natin, guys, pag kinukuha natin average? Ayan, okay. So far, sum of AA, that's correct. Okay, i-sum natin, no? Sum of AA. Kaso, wag as much as possible, guys, wag tayo gagamit ng absolute, no? Divided by what? You're correct. We get the sum, but what do we divide it with, guys? It's correct, it's 50. However, we don't want to use that absolute number 50. We want to use another function. And that function is, we can use the length function. Ang length function, guys, bibilangin niya kung ilan lahat yan, no? Sige nga, length of AA. Okay, try that, guys. What will that give us?
$25.5.
Correct? Correct siya? Yes. Tama, Helen. Yes, correct, no? So, here we also learned two more functions. Sum, well, we know that. And then length, which gives us the count. Kung ilan yung objects, ilan yung count ng objects natin. Okay. Then we have another one. Any questions so far, guys? Any questions?
None, sir.
None,
Right.
sir.
Okay, thank you. Now, in the course of this subject, we're going to learn how to generate random numbers. No? And R is very powerful in generating random numbers. For example, if I want us to generate 100,000 numbers that follow a normal distribution. Okay, when you say normal distribution, normal distribution with mean equal to 0 and standard deviation equals 1, which is a standard normal distribution, then we can do that. So this is the code for that. So I'm creating an object called Z, and then this is the function R norm, okay? Random, normally distributed. Okay, this is the number of the numbers that we're going to generate with the mean equal to 0 and the standard deviation equal to 1. Okay, if you want to know about this function R norm, what should we do, guys? If you want to learn more about the function, before we run that, for example, we can type R norm, okay, question mark R norm. So R has a very powerful help as far as different functions is concerned. So if we run this, okay, so lalabas dito, di ba? Dito sa help, sa files and plots window natin. Okay. So it gives us a description on what that function will give us. So ito D norm, guys, P norm, Q norm, and this is what we want, no? R norm. We're going to use the others in the course of this subject, but let's focus first on R norm. Okay. So take a look at the syntax. And guys, number of observations. And then mean is equal to 0. Kung ano man yung mean, at saka standard deviation is equal to 1. Okay. Then if we run this, guys, okay, so when I run that code, guys, may na-generate na Z dito, no? Sabi dyan, large numeric kasi maraming 100,000 yung inano natin, no? Okay. Ayan, guys. Kita nyo dito sa console natin, okay, lumabas. Did you get this, guys? Did you get this in your console?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So again, ano ibig sabihin ito, guys? Ano ibig sabihin itong 977 na to? Let me check the, baka may mga questions. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, ano ibig sabihin, guys, itong 977 na to?
Element, sir.
Yeah. This one, negative 0.5764 is the 977th element. Do you have the same answer, guys? If I go up here, ano yung first element ko dito? Negative 1.555. Did you get the same answer? Guys, did you get the same answer? Yes or no?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
Bakit kaya no?
Random po.
Yes, randomize siya. No? We'll have different values kasi these are random numbers. If you want to view, guys, that object called z, then you can use the function view. Take note, it's capital letter. No? Views z. And then lalabas dito, guys, yung object na z. Yan. So 100,000 entries yan. No? 100,000 entries. Any questions, guys, so far?
None, sir.
None, sir.
All right, then we can get the mean. Okay, what's the mean of z? It's 0.0021. You'll have a different answer, but it's practically zero, di ba? Sabi natin kasi dapat mag-generate siya ng random numbers, normally distributed, 100,000 all in all, with a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 1. Let's see if the standard deviation is 1. Okay, yung random numbers ko 1.000402, practically 1. How about in your case, guys? Did you get approximate mean of 0 and the standard deviation of 1?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any questions so far, guys?
None, sir.
All right.
Sir.
So we answered this question already. Do we have the same values? No, guys, no, because we wanted R to generate the same randomized numbers. But we can generate the same random numbers by using the function set.seed. Okay, so let's do that, guys. So this is a function set.seed. Okay, we can use any number here, an arbitrary number, but we have to have the same arbitrary number. So let's use, for example, 99. Okay, so kindly type that set.seed 99, and then let's generate just to have a small sample, 100. Okay, so let's create an object called T. This object T will be a set, a collection of 100 numbers that are normally distributed with an average of 5 and a standard deviation of 6. Okay. And then for R to automatically generate that number, let's put this in parentheses. And then we can run the whole code immediately here, guys. Run current chunk. Okay. Now, what's our first number, guys?
Same lang, sir.
Same lang. Okay? May nag-answer yata. 6, yan. Tama. Thank you, James. Thank you, James. No? All right. So we have the same numbers, guys. We have the same random numbers. And they're all 100 all in all, no? 97. This is the 97th random number. Okay, 98, 99, 100 all in all, guys. 100 siya kasi that's what we want R to generate, 100 random numbers, normally distributed with a mean of 5 and a standard deviation of 6. Okay, we can check that, guys. Let's check mean of object T and then standard deviation of object T. Let's see if it will yield 5. It's 4.3, no? 4.37 din sa inyo, guys.
Yes, sir.
Medyo hindi malapit sa 5, ano? Kasi ang konti ng ano natin, ang konti ng sample size natin. But if you increase this, guys, medyo lalapit sa ano yan, lalapit sa 5. Standard deviation, let's see if it's well, it's not exactly 6. Random yan talaga, kaya medyo approximate lang. If I try to increase this, let's say I make this 0. 1,000, guys. Tingnan natin kung ano mangyayari kung lalapit siya sa 5 and 6 yung mean at saka standard deviation. I'll call this T1. Okay, T1 to preserve the value. Kasi may T na tayo dito, no? T yung object natin dito. So I'll create another object T1. Okay, para pareho din tayo, guys. T1, T1, run everything. Okay, so we now have 1,000 randomized numbers na to, guys. And what's the mean? 4.8 and 6.1. So you notice mas lumapit siya, guys, no, sa mean natin na 4 at saka sa 5. Kanina kasi 4.3. Okay, so that's what happens when medyo maliit yung sample size natin. Okay, so let me close this. Okay, any questions so far, guys? Any questions so far?
None, sir.
None, sir.
All right. So, okay, we use the function ls list for R to generate ano ba yung mga objects natin. Although nakikita na natin dito yon. So ano ba yung mga object natin dito? No? We have Z, Y, X, T1, T, P, Q, P, object 1, AA. If you want to have record that, ayan, no? ls. Yan yung mga objects na na-create natin. Okay? Which can be found here in your environment window. What if you want to remove an object? No? Use the rm command. So if I want to remove X, okay, I'm going to use this rmx. Okay, control enter. All right. So sabi ko kay R, i-remove si X. Automatically, guys, if you take a look at the environment window, wala na si X, tinanggal na niya, no? And then if I ask R to list again the objects, andyan pa ba si ano? Andyan pa si X sa list, guys?
Wala na, sir.
Wala na kasi remove na natin, no? If you want to remove everything, guys, so ito rin code nyon. rm remove, yung list is equal to yung buong ls code na yan. Lahat na to, no? Okay, so I'll leave it up to you guys if you want to remove that or not. Any questions so far? Any questions, guys?
None,
All right.
po, sir.
I hope guys medyo na ano yung confidence natin, no? Yung competency natin sa R, okay? As we continue working on R, you'll find out that it's good, no? It's good because it's an important software na maraming gamit, especially statistical analysis. And I said before, guys, that another project you can make later on is to learn also Python. R and Python, guys, two of the most popular softwares in the world. You won't get wrong, guys, if you learn both. So, but ang suggestion ko, guys, learn one software at a time. So una, develop some mastery and skills as far as R is concerned. And then later on, pag medyo ano ka na sa R, then you go to Python. Python, guys, yung coding niya mas simple, no? It's more simple. So when you have learned R and then you migrate to Python to learn Python, you'll find that it's easier, guys. Yung coding ni Python, yun ang advantage ni Python. Yung coding niya mas parang conversational. Mas madali siya. But it pays to learn also and to know R. All right, so let's go to this other, the other file that I sent you. Okay, let's open that, guys. This was supposed to be last Monday kasi hindi tayo nagka-class. Okay, do you have it? Paki-chat lang, guys, kung meron na. Kindly chat, guys, if you have. Okay. All right. Sige. Okay, good. Paki-chat din kung may problem kayo, guys, ha, kung yan. Lahat na ba nag-chat? Wrong spelling ka, Hesed. Moro na po. It's okay. All right, good. Okay, so thank you, guys. Thank you for participating at least in answering the questions. Okay, salamat ha, salamat. Okay, let's work on this now. Okay, may mga nag-chat pa. Okay, Nicole. Sige, paki-open na kasi gagamitin na natin siya, no? Okay, now supposedly, guys, dapat hindi ko ibibigay sa inyo yung yung code na to, no? Dapat blanco kasi I want you to be typing the code. So, I must confess that hindi siya ideal ngayon ang gagawin natin kasi dapat ang ideal, guys, dapat iba-blanco yung marami dito, yung mga code para kayo magta-type, no? And for you to learn how to navigate through our markdown. Marunong na naman kayo, guys, mag-insert ng chunk, ng code chunk sa sa our markdown, no? Right? So dapat ito sana naka-blanco to. Tapos kayo magta-type kasi mas gusto ko yung sa simula, guys, it's better for you to be the one typing the code yourself. Para that's part of the skills development, no? Okay, but since we're pressed for time kasi sa Monday wala rin pasok. So baka lalong hindi natin ma-cover yung mga topics natin. Okay, so we're going to discuss this today. Data classes and data structures. Now, it's important to have a strong understanding of the basic data types and data structures. Kasi we're going to operate on them. We're going to use them. Everything in R is an object. So dapat alam natin kung anong object yan, kung anong type yan, data type, or anong data structure. So let's first take a look at types or classes. No? Let me bring this down. Okay, ano ba yung mga classes ng data? Okay, we have numeric, we have integer, we have character, we have logical, we have complex, we have date. So iba-iba pa, no? Iba-iba pang types, data types. But these are the things that we're going to learn in this subject. Numeric, guys, for example, 12.6. Okay? Numeric, tapos integer. You know what integer is, diba? Sa R, pag integer, you have to specify it by writing L. 2L. So that's an integer. And then, may character. Ang mga characters, guys, either in double quotes or single quotes. And then you have logical value, like true or false. Complex, guys, are, it's imaginary, no? Hindi ko lang alam, guys, kung I'm pretty sure na pag-aralan sa algebra nung high school. Yung square root of -1 is called an imaginary number. So the combination of a real number and an imaginary number is called a complex number. Tulad nito, 3. 3 is a real number. 2i is an imaginary number. So when we combine this, then we have what we call a complex number. Then we also have date, no? As a class or type. For this subject, magkakaroon tayo ng konti examples ng dates, no? Pero mas lalabas to, guys, pagdating nyo sa sa Arts MFI o sa FINSTAD. when you learn regression. Kasi may time series component yung lessons doon. Okay, so let's have examples. Okay, this is just a review. No? Here we're creating the object A. So sabi natin guys, pag generate natin to si A, hindi kaagad lumalabas yung value niya. Okay, if we want the value to be generated automatically, we put it in parentheses. Yan, kaya 1. No? Again guys, ano ibig sabihin nito? Itong 1 na to? That is your
Element.
element, or that's your index, di ba? So that means that 1 there is the first element. It turns out that isa lang naman yung element niya, kaya isa lang nakalagay dito. Pero this one, guys, tells us of the position ng object na to, ng element na to. No? Alright, type of, guys, so class muna. So we can ask, ano ba yung class ni A? Yan, numeric siya. No? Numeric. Or type of. Type of, guys, ano yung type of? Pwedeng integer yan, pwedeng double. Yung double, guys, it means may decimal siya, no? It means floating number. Yun ibig sabihin ng double. It means hindi siya integer. Pero kung titingnan nyo, guys, 1, wala naman siyang wala naman siyang decimal, di ba? Yes, kahit wala siyang guys, kahit wala siyang decimal, it will be treated as a floating number. Okay? Ibig sabihin ng floating or double, ibig sabihin niyan, pwede siya maging decimal. How about this? So let's create another object called B, and B is 3L. Okay? So it's 3, and then the class of B is integer. Okay? Kuha nyo guys.
Yes, sir.
Integer siya kasi linagyan natin ng L dito. No? Okay. So, meron ding other classes like date, no? Which we're going to learn later on. And date pertains to time, which is very important in finance. Okay. Now, let's take a look at data structures. Kanina yung data classes or data types. Ano naman yung data structures, guys? Yung data structure refers to a combination or a collection of objects. No? Data types, integer or double or numeric or character, when they're combined, they form what we call data structures. Okay? And pwede siyang, ang structure pwedeng atomic or hindi atomic. Ano ibig sabihin ng atomic, guys? Pag sinabing atomic, collection siya ng mga objects na pare-pareho. Kunyari, yung alphabet A to Z. Diba? Data structure din yan kasi combination siya ng mga characters. Pero atomic siya kasi pare-pareho yon. Pare-parehong characters. Pwede rin naman yung combination 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C. So it's a mixture of numbers and characters. Pag ganun guys, hindi na siya atomic, no? Kasi combination na siya ng different data types. So we're going to learn that in a while, and we're going to look at several functions that we're going to use as far as data structure is concerned. So ito na-meet na natin kanina, si class, si type of, and then we can look at mode, names, length, attribute, structure, and dimension. Okay, tingnan natin sila guys by way of example. Okay, so ano na yung mga data structure types? So there are several data structure types. Yung titingnan natin will be vectors, lists, matrix, arrays, factors, and data frames. So these are the examples of data structures that we're going to look at. So structure type number 1, vector. Yan ang unang tingnan natin guys, vector. Ito yung isa sa pinaka-most common. Ano ba yung vector, guys? A vector is atomic. Ang ibig sabihin ng atomic, only one type. So kung collection niya ng objects, kung numbers lahat, numbers lahat. Kung character, character lahat. Kung complex numbers, complex number lahat yung laman niya. Okay? It's distinguished from a list. Yung list yung sinasabi ko kanina, pwedeng combination. Pwedeng may character, may logical, may number. Pwede yon. List ang tawag doon. Pero kung pare-pareho lang sila guys, it's called a vector. So it contains only one element of elements of the same type lang. Either logical lahat, integer lahat, double lahat, etc. Okay? So let's take a look at this first example, a numeric vector. Now, A1, let's create this object A1, and it's equivalent to 5. Now, take note na ito iisang element lang, di ba? Okay? Now, kahit na iisang element lang yan, that can still also be considered as a vector. Okay, vector siya. Numeric vector siya. Even iisa lang yung element na yan. Okay, clear yun, guys?
Yes,
So
sir.
Yes, sir.
okay, so don't think na common iisang element lang siya, hindi na siya vector. Vector pa rin yan. So pag sinabi natin numeric vector, lahat ng elements niya, may question yata. Let me pause. Okay, thank you, Hans. Okay. Ay, hindi. Hindi ba yung latest na chat? Baka may question. Yeah, tama. Thank you, Hans. Okay. All right. It can be one or it can be more than one. Okay, let's take a look at this. We're creating an object called nums. Okay. Now, so this is the first time we encountered C. This C, guys, is a concatenator or combine. Pag nakakita kayo ng C, guys, ibig sabihin yan, nagko-combine tayo ng mga elements. So ito, 1.1, 3, negative 5.7. Okay. So there are 3 elements here. We're combining these 3 elements into an object, and we call this object nums. No? Okay. So what's this, guys? It's a vector. It's a data structure called a vector. Anong klaseng vector? Numeric. Bakit siya vector, guys? Kasi pare-pareho yung element siya. 1.1, 3, negative 5.7. So let's generate this. Okay. Tingnan nyo, guys, no? So ito siya, no? 1.1, 3, negative 5.7. So this is a vector, a numeric vector. And let's take the class of this. Okay, so it's numeric. Any questions so far, guys?
None, sir.
All right.
And, sir.
Sige, thank you. Okay, ito na nagawa na natin, di ba? Itong R norm na to. Okay. So, yung kanina yung question mark R norm or help R norm, pareho lang yan, guys. It will bring you to R norm for help dun sa function na yan. Okay, so just like a while ago, nag-set that seed tayo. Sige nga, guys, gawin natin to. Set that seed 100. So we're creating an object here called devs. The function is R norm, which will generate random numbers that are normally distributed. Now, hindi natin linagay si mean at saka si standard deviation. Pag hindi natin linagay yon, it means that automatic siya. By default, ang mean yan, R will read that to have a mean equal to 0 and a mean equal to standard deviation equal to 1. So that's a standard normal distribution. No? So sige guys, para pare-pareho tayo ng sagot. Let's run the first 2 lines. Okay, control enter. Yan. So do you have the same number? First item there, guys, negative 5.02 as I. Pareho ba tayo?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
good. So, andali may nag-chat. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Kiza. Thank you, Hasad. Thank you, guys. Okay, I appreciate you chatting there. I normally, guys, pause pag may nakikita ako nag-chat, ano, kasi I'd like to acknowledge you. Thank you, Hans. Thank you, Dom. Thank you, Hasad. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Okay, good. Yan, Erica. Alright, pare-pareho tayo, guys, kasi ginamit natin yung set.seed, no? Pag ginamit natin yan, tapos pare-pareho tayong ginamit na number, then R will generate the same random numbers. So if you want to, huwag na natin i-view, guys, kasi output lang yan ng panibagong worksheet dito, no? Okay, but if you want to do that, you may do that, no? Let's get the mean. Pare-pareho pa tayong mean, guys, 0.0029.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, thank you. Tapos standard deviation then, okay? We'll be getting standard deviation of 1.02071. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Colleen. Thank you, Shane. Thank you. Chevy, thank you. Okay, good. Good. So we were able to generate the same average and standard deviation. Okay, now this is the first time we're going to learn this summary function. No? Summary function, guys, importante yan. Later on, pag nagsa-statistical analysis na tayo, ano ba yung generate yan? Let's run this. Okay. So yung summary function will give us the minimum, the first quartile, the median, the mean, the third quartile, and the maximum value of our object. Yung devs natin, it's a numeric vector, 100 all in all. Tapos, it's telling us that the minimum value is negative 2.27 and the maximum is 2.58. The mean is 0.002 and the median is negative 0.059. Okay, so kung titingnan nyo dito guys, saan yung concentration ng data natin? Saan? The mean is to the right of the median. No? Ang median natin, negative. Yan ang pinakagitna. No? Pero yung mean natin, positive, 0.0029. Ibig sabihin nun guys, that maraming data natin nasa bandang right side ng median. No? Nasa bandang positive. Right? In fact, this is an example of a data that's skewed to the ano natin guys? Skewed where? Nasaan yung tails nito? What did you learn in your basic stat? The mean is to the right of the median. Therefore, this is asan yung skewness nito? Skewed to the answer?
Left.
Yes, it's skewed to the left, no, Dom? Skewed to the left siya. Opposite, Dom, ha? Pag yung, kung yung mean nasa kanan ni median, ang skewness niya nasa kaliwa, no? Pag mean is to the left of the median, ang skewness niya nasa kanan. So this is a distribution that's skewed to the left, and we can see that, guys. Let's plot a histogram. Okay, so this is an example of a plot. First time natin mamimit to, histogram automatically. Okay, ayan. Nasa plots din yan. Hindi pala pinakita sa plots. Okay, sa ilalim lang, no? Okay, guys? Were you able to generate the histogram of our object, Debs?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we'll learn more about descriptive statistics, guys, and plotting pag pumunta natin sa ggplot2. Pero guys, I hope you're seeing the power of R, no? Nakikita nyo na unlike kung Excel to, medyo nawala yung ano ko. Mas convenient gamitin talaga si R. Kaso nga lang, you will have to learn the codes, no? But it pays to know, to be able to navigate through R. Kasi mas powerful siya. No? Okay, let's get the class. We learned this, guys. Class. Ano yung class ni Debs? We know it's numeric. Okay, see type of numeric si Debs, ang type niya double. Ano ibig sabihin ng double, guys?
Possible na may decimal.
Yes. Medyo medyo yung difference ni class at saka ni type of medyo hindi siya masyadong distinct, no? But we won't bother ourselves with that kung ano yung difference ni class at saka type of. Okay, length. How about length, guys? 100. Sabi natin kanina, 'di ba, si length, it will tell us ilan yung items, ilan yung observations. And then mode, okay, numeric, And then structure. Numeric siya, guys. From 1 to 100. Binigay lang sa atin yung ano, yung elements niya. Okay. Let's have another one. Another example, very quick example. Set.c naman tayo ulit, 200. Tapos, yung object natin, gawin natin devs1. Also 100. Pero ang mean natin, 90. Ang standard deviation natin, 5. Okay, so i-generate natin lahat to. Let's run this chunk. Okay, so we have this. I assume that we have the same numbers output. No? Pareho ba?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then, ano to guys? What's this? Since we run the chunk, yung lahat yan ibibigay sa atin. No? So, andito na yung output ng 100 numbers with mean equal to 90 and standard deviation equals 5. So sa ilalim guys, kita natin, mean is approximately 90, standard deviation is, well, it's quite close to 5. No? And then yung structure, di ba hiningi natin? Summary pala, summary. So summary guys, yung minimum, first quartile, median, mean, third quartile, and maximum. Any questions guys? Any questions so far?
None, sir.
All
No,
right.
sir.
Good. Okay, then let's go here. Another object. Let's create an object called G. Okay, so sabi natin, combine 1 up to 10, or a more convenient way to write this is 1 colon 10, no? 1 to 10. Pero pareho lang yan, no? But let's see the difference between G and G1. So for G first, where we combine 1 to 10, 1 up to 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, we list it. Okay, control enter. So ito siya, no? 1 to 10. Okay, and then how about G1? So pwede bang equal to o pwede bang alt minus? Pwedeng equal to guys or pwedeng alt minus. Let's generate G1. And what do you have? Pareho lang ba guys? If you take a look at your console guys, si G, ito, 1 to 10. Si G1 naman, 1 to 10 din. Are they the same?
Yes, sir.
Yes, they're the same as far as content is concerned. Pero, surprisingly guys, yung class nila, control enter natin to. Okay. Yung isa numeric, yung isa integer. Okay, sino yung numeric guys? Ang
Sir,
numeric,
yung numeric.
si G, no? Si G, right? Tama? So, pag nag-combine tayo, pag nag-concatenate tayo guys ang numbers, it will yield us a generic, numeric number. Ibig sabihin numeric guys, yung double, yung pwedeng decimal. Pero pag ano lang, pag naka-colon lang guys, 1 to 10, it will yield to us an integer. Alright? So medyo magkaiba sila, no? So, ganun din dito sa type. Okay. Diba? Kita nyo guys? So, si G, yung kinoncatenate natin, yung type niya, double. Si G1, yung type niya, integer. No? So, pag integer guys, pareho lang yung class at saka yung type. Any questions, guys? So we're just trying to distinguish between numeric and an integer. Alam natin guys, pag integer, hindi siya pwedeng may walang decimal yan. No? Well, technically meron, but it's point, kasi pag ginawa mo ng 0.00 guys, 1.00, actually hindi na siya, hindi na siya technically integer. No? Kasi double na siya, may decimal na siya. So pag sinabi natin integer, in the strictest sense of the word, wala siyang decimal. Okay, yung length nito guys, what do you expect here? We expect here we expect this to be 10, di ba? Kasi 10 lang naman yung elements niya. Okay, any questions, guys?
Answer.
Okay,
Answer.
alright, thank you. Good. Okay, ito sabi ko kanina, guys, pag integer vector, if you're going to use a combined function, then you have to write it with L para maging integer siya. Kasi kung hindi natin gagawin yung may L, hindi siya as an integer. Sige, let's try this. Sabay-sabay na natin, chunk yung i-run natin. Ayan. So the elements are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ang class niya, integer. Ang type of niya, integer. Okay, kasi by including L dun sa pag-define ng numbers, then we're coercing that the number should be an integer. Okay? All right. Now let's go to coercion. Yung coercion, yung parang ita-transform mo or i-convert mo. Okay, here we're generating an object called M. Then let's run this tree. Okay, so ang laman niya, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we know it's numeric, guys, di ba? Kasi the use of C, the use of the combine or concatenator will impose that this be a numeric vector. Unless we place an L here as what we have done a while ago. So ang class niya, numeric, ang type niya, double. Okay, we can convert yung M na to, guys, see object M, which we can find here. Oops. Ito si M, di ba? Yan. Numerical, no? Okay, if we want this to be converted as an integer, we can do that, no? So we create an object called N, and then the code for that, the function for that is as.integer. As.integer nino, si M. So ang sinasabi natin dito, let's create an object called N, tapos gawin nating integer si M. Kasi si M, hindi integer yan. It's numeric. Okay, so let's try. I-run natin lahat to, no? Control Enter. Alright. So ngayon, andyan na, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ang class ni N, integer. Ang type niya, integer. So let's see here, si N. Asan si N? Yan, N dito. Can you see this, guys? N, an integer. 1 to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Any questions, guys?
Answer.
Okay. All right. So this is what we call implicit coercion. We're transforming your numeric into an integer. Okay. How about this, guys? Can we convert characters to integers? Sige nga. What's the answer to that? So we're creating an object called let, and then it's a combination of A, B, C, D, E. So what's the class of let, guys? Let's run this. Okay, so ang class niya, character siya, type character, no? Now, can we convert yung let na to into an integer? So let 1 be as integer natin. Okay, ano nangyari, guys? Pwede ba? Not applicable, no? Hindi
Not
pa pwede.
applicable.
Oh, hindi siya pa pwede, guys, no? Okay, let me check. Yeah, thank you. So hindi pa pwede, ha? Okay. Hindi pa pwedeng i-convert yung character into an integer, no? So in fact, yan. Okay. So meron tayong rules, no? Coercion rules. sabi natin, yung vector kasi dapat isang type lang yan, no? Isang data type lang yan. Kung character dapat lahat. Kung numeric dapat lahat. Kung integer dapat lahat. So hindi siya pwedeng combination. Kasi kung combination, hindi na vector yan. It's already called a list, L-I-S-T. This means that you cannot have both a numeric and a character in the same vector. If you attempt to do this, guys, kung gagawin yung pipilitin yung isang vector na may combination, pipilitin yung maging vector yan, then kailangan yung lower ranking type will be coerced into the higher ranking type. Okay? Lower ranking type will be coerced into a higher ranking type. Okay, ito yung hierarchy, guys, no? Hierarchy ng hello? Ito yung hierarchy. Logical, integer, numeric, complex, character. No? Anong ibig sabihin yan? Let's answer that by way of an example. Okay, here I'm going to create an object. Anong object to, guys? W, 0 to 6, class W. Anong object to? Alam natin na ano yan, na we know that that's a integer, no? Remember, guys, pag yung 0 to 6 lang, pero pag C yan, pag combine 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then that will be a numeric. Let's create W1, guys, W1. Yung ililist natin 0 up to 6 and then get the class. Okay? So pareho yung element siya, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pero ito, numeric siya. Okay? So si W, guys, ang gawin natin, i-convert natin si W as numeric. Okay, so itong code na to, guys, as that numeric si W. Take note that W is an integer. Diba? Tama ba, guys? Ito, W, integer siya. Okay, i-convert natin si W as a numeric. Tingnan natin, and then get the class of W. Let's see. What happens? Ano nangyari, guys? Sabi natin, as that numeric W, class W. Na-convert ba si W as a numeric, guys?
No, sir.
Hindi. Bakit kaya? Bakit?
Mas mataas yung hierarchy ng numeric.
Yes, okay. Mas mataas yung hierarchy ni numeric, no? So hindi natin, si integer, guys, hindi natin na-convert into numeric. Tama? Pero pwede bang baliktad? Pwedeng baliktad, guys. O, ito, tingnan natin to, ha. So, let's create another, ito pareho din, no? Let's recreate W. Okay, let's recreate this. And then, gawin nating logical si W. Pwede ba yon? Sino si W, guys? 0 to 6. Enter natin. Again, alam natin na integer yan kasi yung 0 colon 6, it will generate integer. Pwede ba natin i-convert yan as logical? Ayan, na-convert ba siya, guys? Yes, na-convert siya. No? As logical, tingnan nyo, false, true, 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 true. Ano ginawa ni R? Yung 0, ginawa niyang false. Pero yung lahat ng ibang numbers na non-zero, ginawa niyang true. O, kasi gusto natin i-convert si W, which is an integer. We wanted to convert it into a logical, and that can be kasi yung hierarchy, guys, no? Pwede yun. Okay, clear so far?
Yes, sir.
All right. Sige. I'll leave you guys to do this, ha? It's the same principle, no? Para lang mas marami tayong makarry. I think sufficient naman yung example natin dito. Okay, let's go here. All right. So dito tayo, guys. Wait, may mali yata ako sa code na to, no? Okay, iwan muna natin to, guys. Mukhang nagkamali ako sa code na to, no? Let's leave this for a while. Babalikan natin yan next, ano? Hindi ko na-check tong code na to. Okay, let's next go to, so, clear, guys, kung ano yung vectors?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ulitin ko summarize ko Ano-ano yung mga data types natin? What are the different data types? Meron tayong numeric, di ba? Meron tayong integer. Meron tayong character. Ano pa? Meron tayong logical. Meron
Complex.
tayong complex. Meron tayong date. Meron tayong raw, no? RAW. So different data types, no? Sa data structure naman, meron tayong vectors, no? Ano yung vector? Ang vector, guys, collection lang yan ng mga data types na mga pare-pareho. Right? Kung pwedeng mga numeric lahat yan, pwedeng integer lahat yan, pwedeng logical lahat yan. Pwede bang pag isang element, vector din yun, guys? Kasi sabi ko kanina, collection eh. Kung iisa lang yung
Pwede,
element,
sir.
pwede. Vector pa rin yan, guys, ha? So, kunyari, yung number 10, let's assign 10 to the letter W. Vector yung W na yan, kahit iisa lang naman yan. Okay? So, aside from vectors, ano pa yung iba't ibang klaseng data structure? Meron tayong list, meron tayong matrix, okay? Meron tayong data frame. Okay, nasa taas yan, guys, ha? Okay, it's here. So, I hope you're not getting confused kasi we're going deeper. Baka malito kayo dun sa ano, ha? Sa data structure natin, guys, ang tinitingnan natin ngayon, vectors pa lang tayo. No? Iba naman yung list, guys. Ito yung sinasabi ko. Pag list, combination ng different data types. May character, may numeric, may complex, etc. Okay? Matrix, we're going to learn that. Also, arrays, factors, and data frames. Okay? Focus muna tayo dito sa vectors. So, kanina, what we looked at were vectors with numeric objects. No? Ngayon punta naman tayo sa vectors na may characters naman. Okay, ito. Characters. Simple lang yan, guys. It's also a collection of objects, pero character siya. Okay, for example, ito. Combine Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay? So, pwede ba yun, guys? Pwede ito. Nag-error siya. Bakit? Kasi dapat, guys, pag character, dapat naka-quotes, no? Double quotes or single quotes. Clear? Pag character, guys, kailangan linalagay natin yung objects yan under quotes. So, if I try this, yan, pwede siya. Nabasa siya. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Type of, okay, character siya. Length, 5. Questions?
None, sir.
Okay, clear naman so far, guys? Clear naman?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay, apologies nga lang, guys, kasi dapat kayo yung magta-type niyan. But I decided otherwise today because of the no classes on Monday. So sabi ko para medyo makahabol. Now, I would, guys, that you, as a practice, ganito gawin nyo, kunyari ganyan. No? Pwede kayo mag-create ng another object, kunyari ganito, dito, plus, R markdown. Yan, lagyan nyo lang kung anong pangalan nyo. Kunyari, practice, and then HTML, PDF or Word, HTML na lang. Okay. Then may mag-generate na panibagong R markdown. Ito mga sample code lang to nasa ilalim, pwede nyo tanggalin yan. And then what you can do is, pwede nyo parang i-reproduce nyo to, copy nyo yung mga notes, for example, and then try to code here yung ginawa natin. No? Para practice, makaka-practice kayo ng ano. And then, in order to generate an chunk of code, insert R, dito kayo guys magko-code. Okay? Now take note guys, sa R Markdown, kung nasa labas yung chunk, okay, kung nasa labas yung chunk na code, hindi gagana yan. Okay, let's see this. Okay, saan na tayo? Sa characters, no? Okay, yan. Here, character. Okay, di ba may object na I na tayo, di ba? If I type here length ng I, we created here an object called I consisting of a vector of characters. Okay. Itong code na to guys, length I, it's the same as this one. Kaso nga lang, nasa labas siya ng chunk, no? If I press Control Enter, wala, hindi siya magra-run, no? Okay, ganun guys sa R Markdown. Sa R Markdown, yung codes nyo dapat nasa loob ng chunk. Otherwise, kung wala yan sa loob ng chunk, hindi nyo mararan yung code na yan. Okay? Clear yan guys? Clear? Unlike guys, unlike in a simple R script. No? R script. Oh, tingnan nyo ha. Length I. Okay? O, rinan niya, no? Rinan niya, 5. Yung nga lang sa R script guys, hindi nyo makikita yung output dito. Sa R Markdown, makikita natin yung output dito mismo sa ilalim ng chunk. Sa R script, lalabas lang yung answer. Lalabas yung answer guys dito sa console window natin. Okay? Clear yan guys? Any questions? Kasi kailangan nyo alam yan guys kasi may assignment na kayo, no? May assignment kayo for which will be due on Wednesday kasi hindi naman pwede sa Monday kasi wala tayong classes. Okay, so you'll have an assignment. I'm going to post it sa ano natin, sa canvas natin. No? Okay, so let's go here. Alright, this is another, tingnan nyo to guys, no? X, we're concatenating 1, 5.4 through hello. So meron tayong iba't ibang data types dito. Meron tayong numeric, may logical, at saka may character. Pwede ba to? Oh, linis niya, no? Kaso nga lang, anong ginawa niya? Anong ginawa guys ni R? Ano yung type? Okay. Ginawa niyang character lahat. So is this a vector guys? Guys, is that a vector?
No, sir.
It's a vector, no? Parang nag-implicit coercion si R na gawin niyang character lahat. So ginawa niyang character lahat to, no? Right? If I type X and generate, tingnan niyo, naka-coach lahat, no? Di ba? Okay, so is this a vector, guys? Is X a vector? Yes, it's a vector. It's a vector of characters. Okay. Although yung sinulat natin, hindi naman siya character, pero nag-coercion siya. But what if, ang gusto ko talaga, numeric na 1, numeric na 5.4, logical na true, at saka hello na character. Pwede rin yun, guys. Pwede rin yun. And what type of a structure is that, guys? Kunyari, ang gusto talaga natin, numeric 1, numeric 5.4, logical true, character na hello. Anong klaseng ano yun? Anong klaseng structure, guys? It's called a, yeah, correct. Migs, thank you, ha? Yeah, Migs, Chevy, salamat. You're correct. It's list. List siya, guys. Ang list, guys, combination niya ng different data types, okay? I-discuss natin yan pagkatapos ng vector. So, vector muna tayo, guys. So, character yon. Logical naman, guys, ito. Logical, true or false lang naman yan, eh, no? Now, logical must be in capital letters. So, itong false true na to, Sabi niya, since you're using the word false and true, sabi niya, false not found. Okay? Pero pag ganito guys, concatenate natin si false, true, true, false, false. Tinanggap ba? Tinanggap, no? False, true, true, false, false. Okay? Type of niyan, type of, it's logical. Or, pwedeng i-abbreviate siya instead of spelling out the whole word na false, true. We can just abbreviate it here. Yeah. So FFFTT also means false, 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 true, true. And logical din siya. No? Let me write here. Okay. Type of si J1. Si J1 to, no? Type of. Okay guys, clear? Bilis ang oras. Okay. Let me just see, huh? Okay, malapit na tayo sa list. Okay. Pwede tayo mag-operations guys sa vectors. Remember guys, pag colon na ginagamit natin, treated as integer yan, di ba? So paano to guys ito? Combine pero 1 to 10. Kasi kanina yung combine natin tapos ina-identify natin bawat isang element. That was considered as numeric. Pero ito C pero 1 to 10, anong klase siya? Just to be sure guys. Okay, 1 to 10, no? Si numbers. Okay, ano yung klase ng numbers? Integer. Okay, so guys, pag ginamit natin si C, pero colon pa rin ginagamit natin, magpe-prevail doon yung colon. Clear, guys? Kasi kanina C, kinumbine natin, pero in-identify natin isa-isa by commas, no? And that was treated as numeric. Pero pag pinagsama natin si combine at saka yung colon, ang magpe-prevail dyan si colon. Kaya dito, either class or type of integer pa rin siya. Okay. Alright, we already have discussed this guys, di ba? Pag ganito, numeric yan, di ba? Naulit ko yata ito. So, it's numeric, tapos type of niya, double. Double, ibig sabihin, floating number yan, which means decimal. Okay, clear guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sabihin nyo guys, kung masyado ako mabilis ha, medyo it's almost time. Medyo binibilisan ko lang kung alam ko na ulit na discussion natin. Now, sabi natin guys, yung numbers, di ba? Ano yung numbers? Yung numbers, okay, tingnan natin dito. Ano yung numbers? Yung numbers guys, 1 to 10 siya, integer. Here, anong gagawin natin? Numbers plus 2, numbers plus square root of 10, numbers plus numbers. Pwede tayong mag-add guys. No? Pwede tayong mag-add ng vectors. Let's see what happens here. Run natin chunk. Okay. Numbers plus 2, what happened? Ano ba yung numbers? 1 to 10 yun, di ba? So yung 1 to 10 plus 2, ibig sabihin every element of the numbers, of the object, of the vector numbers, magdadagdag tayo ng 2. So from 1 to 10, dinagdagan ng 2 sila, naging 3 to 12. Okay, ganun din dito guys. Numbers plus square root of 10. This one. Okay. And then numbers plus numbers. Numbers plus numbers 1. Okay, si numbers, integer siya. Si numbers 1, numeric siya. Nung in-add natin, pwede din naman kasi 1 to 10 lang naman pareho sila. You can add them. Okay guys, any questions? Guys, questions?
None, sir.
Alright.
None, sir.
So guys, almost time na. Baka may question. Can I have last 2 minutes, guys? Thank you, Thank you, Dom. Thank you, Colleen. Thank you. Guys, pwedeng 2 minutes lang. Okay lang ba? Kasi time na. Para tapusin ko lang to yung
Yes, sir.
vectors, guys. Salamat, and then, yung susunod kasi list, medyo tingnan nyo na rin yan guys ha? Kasi kumpleto na naman tong ano natin. No, sa ilalim, this is one part of your assignment, no? Ito, yung exercise na to. Okay. Dalawa actually assignment nyo. Isa to, guys. So may instructions yan. And then you're going to submit that, okay, in our markdown. Tapos yung code ng bawat isa, guys, yung kailangan ng code, lalagyan nyo ng number, no? Anyway, I'll give instructions dun sa, sa Canvas kung ano yung gagawin nyo. Alright, so let me just finish yung sa vector para hindi na natin babalikan yung vector kasi nakakalito pa yung pag ano eh. Okay, this is just another function guys, sequence, no? Ito magandang powerful function nito, sequence. If you use sequence guys, you start with from to by point 2. Sige, i-generate natin to. Yan, tingnan nyo guys. From 1 up to 3 and then increment by point 2. So magdadagdag siya ng 0.2 hanggang dumating siya sa 3. That's what you mean by sequence. Okay? So ito naman, from 1 to 5, ang length dot out is equal to 4. Ano ibig sabihin ng length dot out? Ibig sabihin, 4 dapat yung length ng vector natin. Enter. So tingnan nyo ito guys. No? It started with 1 and then it ended with 4, with 5. Pero dapat equidistant siya, okay, na 4 dapat yung elements. 1, 2.333, 3.667, 5. So equidistant siya from each other. I mean, if you get the difference between numbers, you'll get the same, which is 1.333. All right? And then lastly, guys, okay. Okay. Thank you so much guys sa cooperation nyo, no? Ito lang yung ito ano to guys? Q. We create an object called Q. Ang laman niya negative 3 hanggang 2. Okay, i-run natin. Tapos ang sabi nito Q2, ano to guys? Ito guys, ito. Okay, anong ibig sabihin nito? This is your index, no? I-run nga muna natin to. Yan. So ito yung laman niya, 'di ba? Negative 3 hanggang 2. And then sabi dito, si Q daw, yung pangalawa, yung index number 2, yung pangalawang element. Sino yung pangalawang element dito, guys?
Negative 2.
Negative 2. No? Ang gagawin natin, si Q, yung pangalawang element, palitan natin ng 0. So that's what this means. No? Yung brackets na to tapos 2, ibig sabihin yan, yung Q, element number 2. Okay? So palitan daw natin, gawing 0 siya, and then generate si Q, enter. See what happened guys? Negative 3, naging 0 na yung second element. Okay? Alright? Tapos, pwede natin i-delete, no? Q, inal muna siya. Yan. Ano nangyari kay Q guys? Empty na siya. Vector pa ba si Q? Vector pa rin yan, kaso wala siyang laman. No? Alright? Okay, lastly guys, ito yung sinasabi kong isa subset natin. So let's create this vector called days. Ang laman niya, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay? Yan. Ano guys yung days, object days na first element? Yan, Monday. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng guys, ng brackets. No? Brackets, fourth is Thursday. Ito naman days. Gusto ko yung first, third, and fourth element. Ano siya? First, third, and fourth element will be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Okay guys? Ito days 1 to 4, yung element 1 hanggang 4. Tapos lastly, negative 5. Ano tong negative 5 na to guys? Lahat ng object except the fifth. Yung negative dyan, ibig sabihin except. Okay? Okay? Okay, class? Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sige. Classes ended. Alam ko lang kung saan tayo natapos. October 28. Alright, guys, thank you so much. Sorry for the extension. My apologies. Okay, so we'll end here and then I'm going to, again, guys, lagi kong ipopost yung videos, no? Tapos please see the Canvas kasi may assignment kayo for next Wednesday. All right? Keep on practicing, guys. Keep on learning. Sige, ha? Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
sige.
sir.
Sige.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
sir.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys. Salamat.